The challenges and prospects of achieving artificial general intelligence, AGI.
Signs are already pointing towards a plateau in the progress of inductive AI. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, has stated that he believes we are at the end of the era where giant models will be the driving force behind AI advancement.
Altman suggests that while there may still be commercial applications and improvements to be made with current technology, we won't continue to see the same rapid rate of improvement that we've seen in the past. The underlying computing power is also approaching its limits in terms of speeding up the technology.
It's important to note that reaching the plateau doesn't mean that AI won't continue to be commercialized in useful and disruptive ways. In fact, technologies often find their best use as they start to plateau in performance because they become more predictable and investment in their applications becomes more lucrative than investment in further improvement.
And while inductive AI has the ability to improve itself incrementally by rewriting its own code, it can't jump curves and find the next big breakthrough in technology. Inductive AI is limited to creating new knowledge through induction and cannot conceptualize what they refer to as invention.
That's a crucial point. Invention goes beyond induction and involves a type of reasoning known as abduction or inference to the best explanation, IBE. It's about going beyond simply summarizing data and rules to actually figuring out why something is happening. IBE allows us to create explanations that are not just the likeliest but also the loveliest.
And it's interesting to note that IBE is a type of reasoning that is less reasonable than deduction or even induction. It involves taking available data and trying to find the best explanation for it, even when there are multiple possible explanations. But humans seem to have a knack for finding explanations that later prove to be true, or at least useful.
And this type of reasoning seems to be a crucial part of invention. Invention requires going beyond reasoning and being willing to be wrong, trying things that may seem like good ideas and imagining what will happen. It involves suppositions and counterfactual thinking, which can lead to breakthroughs like Einstein's theory of relativity.
And along with reasoning and suppositions, invention also requires the ability to ask questions and make meaning. Humans have self-directed intentions that drive their desire to make meaning, even when that meaning may be based on false information. This flexibility in intentions and the willingness to discard goals is what sets human intelligence apart from more goal-directed AI systems.
Absolutely, Avery. Human intelligence is not single-minded, but rather it involves autonomy and meaning-making. And any system that aims to move beyond induction would have to reconcile these factors. It's this challenge that the next generation of AI will have to face in order to achieve true general intelligence.
So, the field is constantly evolving, and there's still much to learn and discover. Stay curious and stay informed.
Definitely, explanations are arrived at by applying what the author calls the inferentialist world explanation, IWE framework.
Right. IWE is not a reliable rule of inference. In fact, it's the worst explanation of how AI works. They argue that AI systems need to go beyond IWE and develop a more comprehensive understanding of human intelligence.
Exactly. And to support their argument, the author references several historical examples in the field of AI. They mention early AI programs like Newell, Shaw, and Simon's logic theorist in 1956, and Shannon's paper on programming a computer for playing chess in 1950.
They also mention the Georgetown IBM experiment in 1954, where an AI program successfully translated sentences from Russian to English. And they bring up other early AI programs like Newell in Simon's General Problem Solver in 1957 and Feigenbaum's ELIZA.
Right. These examples show that AI has made significant progress over the years, but they also highlight the limitations of current AI systems when it comes to true general intelligence.
Absolutely. And there are currently fear and surrounding AI. People often worry about the singularity, where AI surpasses human intelligence and becomes a threat to humanity.
That's true, but these fears are largely unfounded. It points out that even if we do not reach the singularity, current AIs could become intelligent enough to replace human labor. However, this fear doesn't make sense because trade is circular.
Exactly. If machines did all the farming, for example, but humans couldn't afford to buy the food, what would the machines do with the food? They would either have to give it away or stop growing it. And if they stopped growing it, humans would step in and start farming again.
That's right. So while there may be a rebalancing of jobs based on comparative advantage, the idea that AI will completely eliminate all human labor is unlikely.
The article also mentions the concept of diminishing returns in machine learning. It argues that as AI models become larger and more complex, the improvements in performance become smaller and smaller.
Yes, and this aligns with the law of diminishing marginal returns, which states that with each additional unit of input, the marginal increase in output decreases. In other words, there's a point where adding more complexity to an AI model doesn't significantly improve its performance.
Right. And this ties into the broader discussion about the limitations of AI and the need for a deeper understanding of human intelligence.
Absolutely, autonomy and meaning-making in human intelligence are not easily replicated by AI systems, and they pose significant challenges for achieving true general intelligence.
That's true. It's clear that there's still much to learn and discover in the field of AI.
We hope you've enjoyed this fascinating 3-part series on AGI. Click here for part 1 if you want to catch it from the beginning. And please do us a solid and subscribe. Great new videos posted weekly.